Gabe, I got an idea right here. It's almost Christmas Eve. It's a holiday season. Let's do our cricket convos for this match right now. And then I will edit it and I will post it as a separate video for those that are missing it live. What do you think about that?
I'm good for it, man. Let's go for it. I'm good to go.
All right, so those who are sticking us live, you're going to see a cricket convos recorded live. You're going to be able to include your thoughts. Those who are checking us out right now, welcome to CFA Nation. Nick here.
Gabe, the Night Watchman.
And we have just finished USA Ireland match 2, the sequel, part 2. And Ireland has won this match. They won by 9 runs, but according to the USA batting, it seemed like they won by a whole lot more. They got 150, USA got 141, and they drew this T20 series. Things I'm happy about, USA did not come out and look like complete sophomore slumps, if you will. They came out, they bowled very well. They had 4 of their bowlers get multiple wickets, which was very, very impressive. I would have liked to see a little more from Ali Khan, but I'll get to that a little bit later. But Ireland, they're very impressive right here. They had an amazing power play, and then they slowed things down later on in the match, later on in their innings, but they were able to score enough runs. I did not think 150 would be enough. I think maybe the nighttime, the lights has something to do with USA as well. USA was not able to get it done because of Ireland's bowling, namely Camphor. The experience always is a huge advantage for any team that has it.
Thoughts, right, Nick? The first thought I initially had is I do not understand, and maybe people could help me out in the chat. You guys could help me out in the comments. Normally we don't have the chat, but USA won the toss yesterday, went out, put up a big total, and then defended. So if they won, why would they change that today? I don't understand. Maybe the only thing I can think of is, to your point, it's going to be a 4 o'clock start, so it's going to.
Maybe they worry about the shadows or something. I don't know.
Why would you want to bat at night? Don't you want to bat during the day? I don't know. Excuse me. So, to me, that's the first thought I have. Why'd they change that? Somebody can let us know in the chat. Outside of that, I think that the biggest thing is that USA 2 days in a row has not had an answer. They had an answer for the guys you and I were expecting to perform. All right. They've done a masterful job dealing with Sterling. All right. Same thing with Camphor. But they were not able to deal with Tucker 2 days in a row. And you've got to be able to go into it and say, okay, this guy got us yesterday. We're not going to let that happen today. All right. Yesterday, Tucker ended up putting 50 plus. I know he had a half century yesterday in the first T20 match. How are you going to let it go to
put up like 65 or something? Yeah.
65 or something to that effect.
No, I'm sorry. 84, my bad.
84 today. You can't let that happen. You absolutely can't let that happen. And I think that for me, that is one of those things you have to really take into consideration as far as captaincy is concerned. Why they made that call, and why did they have a better plan prepared? I should say. The first wicket, losing it on a run out, you cannot do that. All right. And then once you do that, why then be tentative? You're either going to be aggressive or you're not. Or aggressive or you're not. And it took a great play from Camphor, okay, who was a nightmare for us today. 5 wickets, if you think about it. He had a 4-wicket haul, but he had also got the very first wicket of the game in a run out. I was watching you live online when you did it, and people were like, it was an unlucky run out. All run outs, to be honest, are unlucky for the most part, okay? And the coordination it takes to make a play like that, where you're, you pick that ball up on the move, you're able to get an accurate throw off. It's hard to do. So I understand taking a chance for it on that time, but then you don't slow down. And again, my man Aaron Jones wasn't able to play this weekend, but he had been really, really good along with Singh, carrying this team for a minute. And I think that experience that he had would have helped, because after that, the team got very, very tentative. You know what I'm saying, Nick? All in all, though, I really feel that USA Cricket is to your point, they didn't get embarrassed today. They came up 9 runs short, and it took a 3-wicket haul in the 18th over to even put that. If that doesn't happen, USA wins this game. And we're having a completely different conversation. But yesterday, Nick, was it just me? Because I didn't say anything, but you could see the look on my face. The other guy, and I'm not name dropping anybody, walks by us when USA was 16, I think it was, or 14 for a 4, or 16 for 4. Like, oh, this doesn't look good, boys. And you could see like the air got sucked out of that, not the room, because we were kind of like on the ledge over there where the press was at. And I was like, in the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, are we ready? Because yes, they had won 7 tests in a row. Not tests, excuse me. Wow, tests. I'm getting ahead of myself. There you go with the bloopers, guys. You want the bloopers? There they are. The Nick has to do a lot of editing when I'm on. Oh, the bloopers. Could you imagine 7 tests in a row? I would lose my mind. I would absolutely lose my mind.
Watch out, West Indies. Watch out.
Stop it. Bro, I'd be in trouble because I'd be taking a whole bunch of time off of work. People are saying in the chat it was do factor. So they wanted to stay away from the do factor. It's harder to bowl. And to the point, you did see some 6s hit there late. So maybe that's what they're trying to avoid their bowlers doing. But, you know, I was afraid yesterday when that happened. And maybe that was just me. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, okay, yeah, we won 7 in a row, but we won against Argentina, Canada. What was another team? There's like 5 or 6 teams I didn't even know played cricket. And then one, like Namibia, team I had heard of. So I was like, okay, we just stepped into the international arena with the big boys. Did we just get punched in the face? But they made me believe. And even today makes me believe, okay, yeah, we belong. We're going to lose a game. Everybody loses a game. But we belong. We didn't come in here and get roll cousin, and we didn't get embarrassed. So that's the most of what I got out of this, and I'm super happy about that.
You know what frustrates me, and I'm glad you're feeling that way. I'm glad you're super positive about it. I'm not positive about it. And I'm not just being a fanboy right now, because I'm not going to lie. After yesterday's game, USA cricket all the way, baby. But I'm disappointed because there's so many different areas I can look at in this match. Just the part that I was watching live, that they messed things up or things did not go their way. First of all, you allow a team. First of all, you get Sterling out in the first over. That's huge. Then you get Camphor out early. That's huge. Ball burning once again. He was not a factor in this T20 series. You get those big names. You couldn't get Tucker, but everyone else you got out pretty well, pretty nicely. And they bowled them out. Right. They bowled them out when Tucker hit 6, and then that way fell. So that was huge. They bowled them out. They kept 7 balls away from them. Things were lined up nicely. They come out, they're 20 for no loss in the third over. They get 13 in the first over after only getting 26 the entire power play yesterday. They got half of the power play in 1 over. And then as soon as they got that 1 over done with 13 runs and things were looking good, they slowed down considerably. And then Scott with the run out. Ugh. And then they lost wicket after wicket. Every time a guy would get established, wicket. Every time the guy gets the number one thing that, and the running mishaps, the Modani and Singh were off sync a little bit, no pun intended. The biggest problem for me that really frustrates me is the umpire calling that wicket on Gajanan Singh. Because think about it, that was still early on in the chase.
Huge,
yeah. And they only missed it by 9 runs. You tell me Singh couldn't have got 2 more 6s in his sleep? Give me a break. This guy loves the 6s. And so that for me was huge. And then to your point, you said it many times, you're absolutely right. Letting Camphor just eat you. He only gave 11 runs in the first 3 overs. And he got himself a few wickets, a run out, throw, all that kind of stuff. And then you get 6 after 6 against him with the no ball. And then because they got that no ball, he was able to get that 3rd wicket in the over at the end because he got that extra ball and he got at the tail end of that over. Camphor dominated, but think about that. Singh's bad wicket call, and everyone, their brother, no one in the comment section right now thinks that he was not out. That was killer. So USA, they had chance after chance after chance, and I get it. They're a young cricketing nation. You can say inexperienced. You can say give Ireland some credit. I do give Ireland some credit, but Ireland was not on their top form in these last 2 days. They weren't. That's not the Ireland you're used to seeing in a T20 match. They weren't at the level they're used to playing. USA played above their ability. They're missing guys. This was their match that they lost, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to be negative. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know, comment below. This is a video that you're watching after we record it live. And let me know if I'm just being too harsh. That's honestly how I'm feeling about this.
You know, something else that when we give praise, we give praise. And we give praise yesterday to USA's bowling. USA's bowling did a really, really good job. They did what they had to do and held down some really, really good bowlers. I was so proud because one of the few quote unquote American players that are on the team is Ali Khan, right? Of course, I mentioned earlier my man Aaron Jones, born in Queens. I said Brooklyn, it's Queens actually. But Ali Khan was great yesterday. Got himself a wicket. I don't even remember how many runs he gave up. What did he give up yesterday, Nick? I didn't know his economy. Excuse me. His economy was like maybe 30 yesterday.
Who was that?
Ali Khan.
Yeah, I think he was like 29, like a tick under 30, maybe.
Yeah. Ali Khan. I mean, I can look it up. His economy was, I want to say, it was like 30. Yep. 4 overs, 30 runs, 2 wickets. Nick, okay. Ali Khan got hootie today. He got hammed, cousin. His 11 over 11 economy rate. That's not good. That's not good. He ended up getting pumped, and he was the one bowler that was consistently giving up runs today. And I think it hurt a little bit. His economy rate was over 11 today, and that was part of it. To your point, you made a really good point on that umpire unfortunate call. There was nothing USA could do from that perspective because, again, they don't have the technology, and that's something else we'll talk about. Now that we are in a different strata, so to speak, right? We're in a different area of playing cricket. If we're going to be playing against not associates nations, but full ICC nations, what if that had gone the other way? What if it was a huge wicket that cost Ireland the game that shouldn't have been because they don't have the technology? What if it's a different game? West Indies, England, India, God forbid. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, that can't happen. So they got to get that a hold of that, and hopefully, I get it. It costs money, but they've got to put that into play to make us more respectable and make it a more what's the word, Nick? A more authentic version of the game, so that when other test teams decide to come to America, they're not afraid that they're gonna get jobbed, all right, or screwed over by a bad call. Just saying. But yeah, Ali Khan today, 3 overs, actually 34 runs. My man got hootie. He gave over 10 runs and over. That can't happen. And that was a big wow. I just read in the comment, Ireland doesn't have the technology when they play at home. Guys, that can't how? Wow. That can't happen. And I get it. It's expensive. They got to have technology. But if you're England, if you are in Australia, if you're India, you want to go somewhere where it's all in the hands of umpires and they can just make a bad call and cost your team a huge win, cost you points.
You gotta hope the umpires can do their job. But I agree with you. That's crazy. Tucker, surprise, man of the match. He was fantastic. This guy was an animal. And as I'm watching, as I'm watching Ireland finishing up their batting innings, Tucker was in there for a while. Every wicket I saw, I would celebrate that USA got a wicket, and I would check, was it Tucker? And it never was until the very, very end, because this guy, he was able to avoid trouble, but he was also able to play a very, very smart innings when all the dominoes around him were falling, right? He was in that house of cards, and he was the only one that was standing up in that house of cards, and it made the difference. 9 runs. When I don't feel USA gave their best performance, 9 runs, and he gave you 84, he definitely helped you win that match. That and the combination of some great bowling, right? You mentioned it already. The bowling was fantastic on both sides. This was not really a hitter's delight type match. Even Adair, who was trying to get that wicket, he finally got one, right? Or he got one at one point. I'm not sure exactly when it was, but he had a very low economy rate. All of the economy rates, McCarthy, Camphrey, Adair, Sterling's 1 over, all 6 or below for the most part, 6 1/4. Adair got the opening batsman wicket. But Ireland had just enough to handle it, and USA made just enough mistakes, unfortunately. But I'm beyond the negativity right there. Ireland won it. I'm very happy for them. They're not going to come in here and be embarrassed night after night after night. The ODI series is going to be really, really interesting. But USA, not only did you make a huge fan out of me, let's be honest, it's not going to take me too much. I'm an American. But with your heart, with your fight, with you being warriors, you really, really showed yourself. And you made a statement yesterday and today to only lose by 9, not too bad. I'm not sure how I feel about Patel as the captain because the team's going to go as the captain goes. He's a young captain for the Team USA. I'm not sure how I feel about it. He was not able, in my opinion, to lead by example with the bat. Now, you're going to say that's really harsh, Nick, because he had a 100 strike rate. Yes, that came near the end. He had a few good shots, and then he found himself out, and that was unfortunate. But I need to see a little more urgency from Team USA. I need to see a little more urgency from his captaincy, and I need him to lead. If he's going to be one of the openers today, was at number 3, I need to see him lead with his bat and not until the very, very end.
Yeah, I don't think he was normally playing that position because Aaron Jones normally opens up. I just think they were out of position today again because of COVID. And what can you do? All teams are dealing with that as well, okay? But I will talk about something that we don't normally speak about because it's our first time having experienced a game live. And there's some more videos that Nick and I will drop on Instagram and Twitter about the warm-ups. And one of the things that you realize, especially when you're there, guys, and you're watching this thing live, is how much faster the game is. It may look a little slow on TV. How much faster the game is, and how, we talk about, come on, catch that. How you drop that. I will never complain about, listen to what I'm saying, a drop when it comes at a player 1,000 miles an hour, but not a sitter. You better catch a sitter. But the reason I say that is because I'm there in the nets.
Calling your bluff on that one.
I'm there in the nets, Nick, and I'm walking around just watching them during the warm-ups. And you could hear the ball come off of Camper's back. Dude, it was just like crack. This guy has forearms like Paul Bunyan, cousin, chopping down cherry trees. He's a monster. And then the bowlers, dude, they're in there. You can just hear when they release the ball, and you can hear just the whisk that goes by. And you're like, oh, wow, that's intimidating. And it is. It's so intimidating. Somebody said nets were intimidating as a kid, and I'm walking by there, and I'm like, yeah, like, bro. Now I have a newfound respect, Nick, for Silly Point. I have a newfound respect. There's no amount of money in the world. What? What I do to you? What I do, Skipper? Dude, nobody in their right mind wants to be at Silly Point. When a camper, or think about some of these other big batsmen that are huge and strong, like a Universe Boss, like a Rohit Sharma, these guys that are massive, and you want me there? No amount of padding in the world is gonna stop that, cousin. Or keep your helmet. I'm worried about my kneecap or the family jewels. I have a newfound respect for Silly Point. But for me, Nick, watching the game live, I realized, a Pollard. Could you imagine a Pollard or a Russell crushing that at you, Nick? And you're there like, thanks for the helmet.
I got family to think about, okay?
Yeah, he just took out my collarbone. Thanks for the helmet. What's that going to do? But watching the game live, I realized how much athletes these guys really are, or how athletic these guys really are. There you go. Some more cleanups for Nick, right? I can't even correct myself. But they are so athletic, so strong, and you really have to sit back and say to yourself, wow, these guys are amazing athletes, and the game moves so much quicker in person. And it was such a fun experience. I cannot wait for our next game, Nick. This has been a great weekend. CFA Nation, to be honest, I want to thank you guys. It would never happen if you guys had not helped us along this journey. 13,000 plus people are now following us and showing love. Everybody that comes to the channel. So thank you. Nick, give me your perspective after experiencing your first live game and, seeing what everything is like.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this earlier. I get an echo on your side. Can you put the headphones on?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries. I don't like hearing my voice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you guys survive doing that. But let me go ahead and give my perspective. I mentioned this earlier on the stream, so go ahead and check this out earlier on if you have not. But it was such a different experience live as opposed to watching it from home, watched it on TV. Like all sports are. With all live sports, the field always looks smaller. I love the smell of the grass. I love the sounds that you hear. I love the cheers that you hear. You could hear the USA players and the Irish players cheering louder than you could hear the stands cheering. There weren't a lot of people there, but when you had those closing minutes and when you had that amazing comeback in yesterday's match, you could hear the crowd. You can see the kids running back and forth screaming USA. It was absolutely amazing. It was breathtaking to witness, to tell you the truth. Just to be there and to have these players, the Irish side, we see it on TV so much, right there in front of me playing. Camphor, all these guys that I've been watching, I'm admiring as a fan, watching it right there is phenomenal. And then you see the entire, the entire field, the entire time, the hustle, the different type of techniques, the strategy, especially the power play. Where are you going to put those two guys on the outer ring? All of that was phenomenal. The atmosphere was great because the players created a great atmosphere. It had nothing to do with the fans in the stands. And yes, having more fans there would have made it more enjoyable, just like going to a movie and watching the movie with the audience there to react. But we didn't need the fans there. It was the product on the field, and it was absolutely amazing. After about the ninth over in yesterday's match, USA they went into one of the worst cricketing teams to one of the best in those 11 overs, batting wise. They were fantastic. And that's why I'm a little more disappointed today, because I see, and that maybe people are going to say that's a fluke. It's just one match. Calm down, Nick. I get that. But to see what their ability level is, and it just seemed like each batter was just a little bit off. The inexperience kind of showed itself just a little bit there, but the in-person experience was absolutely fantastic. But this match, my final thoughts are I'm disappointed. I feel like USA lost it, but Ireland definitely earned the win. I'm not trying to take anything away from Ireland. They bowled really well. Both sides bowled really well. And the batting for USA was just not as crisp as you need it to be. They were not able to be even accurate. There were so many swings and misses. They weren't able to read the lines of the ball to the point where they made a few wides, non-wides. And that inexperience was unfortunate. I wonder if the lights bothered him. I don't know. I agree with you. I would have batted first. I wouldn't have batted second. But the question is, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts? Whether you're in the comment section right now or whether you're watching this on YouTube as a recorded video, let us know your thoughts. Comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And Gabe, I'm going to let you close this out, my friend.
Our cricket journey now, we're going on 2 years. Okay. And I remember my very first cricket game. It was so funny, right? Because they were messing with us in the comment. They're like, welcome to cricket, boys, because it was rain delay after rain delay, my West Indies versus England. And it was just such an amazing experience. And this is what I feel like now, Nick. Like, having watched that live and watched the game live yesterday, I am even more invested. I cannot wait. I saw a lot of excited fans as well. Guys, I met a guy who drove 7 hours from Atlanta to Florida to watch this game. He was not a YouTuber. He is not a what do you call it? A cricket pundit. He's a cricket fan, period. And they asked him, they said, how'd you get into cricket? And he's like, well, during the pandemic, everything was shut down. I was looking for stuff to watch. He literally said, I was watching women's badminton and bowling. And I remember that, Nick, we were talking about the first thing that you saw on TV.
That was you.
And then he said, I found cricket. And I started watching. Funny enough, he mentions the IPL. And then I found out USA got cricket. And how can I not get behind America is what he said. And I'm telling you guys, that's what's going to happen, because that's just how we are as Americans. The Olympics come around. How do you not keep it? When you have a team and people realize, oh, what, we have a team and we're competing on an international stage, you just get that pride? How do you not back up your guys? You know what I'm saying? So I am so excited to be a part of this journey. It was such a great experience. Again, thank you, CFA Nation, for being with us. My partner in crime, Nick, thank you so much for starting me on this journey and talking me off the ledge when John Campbell wanted to. Oh, John Campbell.
No,
oh,
you don't gotta do it. You don't gotta do it.
Not today. I'm in a good mood today. Yeah, I'm in a good mood. But yeah. Yeah, so much fun, guys. So much fun. We will definitely be doing some streaming again tomorrow. We're talking about Christmas Eve, so that's definitely not gonna happen. But Boxing Day, look out for your boy. Gonna be streaming the first. That's right, the first session of the Ashes because I am an addict. No. Real talk. I gotta work that night.
Crazy.
My wife is going to California because she's gonna go see the rest of her family. I gotta stay in town. So I'll be streaming the first inning of the Ashes. I am banning Nick from the stream. He's not allowed to be there anyway because he has to spend time with the family. Unfortunately, you guys will be stuck with me for Boxing Day. But Australia, I still love you, all right? We're still in it together. We're going to be banging out, trying to go ahead and hootie England for a third time. Okay, I might have just jinxed Australia there. I don't know what to tell you guys. Sorry. But super. Camper or Joe? Oh, this is a great question, Dr. Nicholas. Campbell or Camper? Camper.
That's an easy question. You hate Campbell more. That's an easy question. Next.
Yeah, you know me so well. He's right. It's still Campbell. Camper made the Sinister Six now. Now I got to figure out who I'm kicking out. Sophie Ecclestone may be safe now. But Camper, you're on my
She's always on the bubble. That's disrespectful to be on the bubble. Furzy, absolutely. That's the same guy. Everyone, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for supporting USA Cricket and supporting us as we're watching USA Cricket. Let us know what you want next. Go ahead and comment below what reactions you want. And with all that being said, until next time.
That's 6 runs.